Hello there, everybody. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Lessons with Guitar Man. My name's Aaron, and I'll be your designated driver here today for this really cool tune, Snowflake Reel. Now, Snowflake Reel is a traditional song, definitely one that's not played as much as a lot of the other tunes, but I really like it because in the B section, there's this big B flat chord that sticks out that really doesn't belong in the key of D, and it just makes it sound really neat to my ear, and I thought it'd be something that maybe you might like to learn too. Now, when I originally heard this song, I heard it from a guitar and banjo player by the name of Steve Lewis. Some odd years ago, a friend of mine gave me a CD by him. Didn't know who the guy was, but apparently he's a flat-picking champion and a banjo champion up in Maggie Valley, North Carolina, and he's just a fantastic player. If you don't know who he is, you should really go on YouTube and check him out. He's just a great player. I'll put a link in the description below to where you can actually hear some of his recordings. I don't know if I'll be able to find this particular one, but I'll at least link you to some of his stuff. It's definitely a very unique tune and something I think you're going to get a whole lot out of. So let's go ahead and dive right in there and see what makes this thing work. The pickup line here, you're going to see, has an open, 2, open, 2. All right, and going on to the first measure, we have a 3, 3, 2, open, 3, open, 2. All right, let me count that off one time. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, in measure number 2, you're going to have a 3, open, 3, open, 2, open, 4, open. So that's 3, open, 3, open, 2, open, 4, open. 1, 2, ready, go. All right, and moving on to measure number 3, you're going to have a 2, 1, 2, open, 2, 2, 1, 2, open, 2, and then a 2, 4. So slowly, that's 1, 2, ready, go. And measure number 4 is going to be 2, 2, 4, 2, 2, open, 2. And slowly, that's going to be 1, 2, ready, go. So let's go ahead and play through the first 4 measures slowly. 1, 2, ready, go. And moving on to measure number 5, what you're going to see here, measure number 5 is exactly the same as measure number 1, so we don't have to learn anything there. And measure number 6 is exactly the same as measure number 2, so we don't have to learn anything there. And then measure number 7, what you're going to see here is half of that measure is the same as measure number 3, and then the second half of it, we have a few new notes in there. So let's go ahead and work on measure number 7 here, and that's going to be 2, 1, 2, open, 2, 3, open, 3. 1, 2, ready, go. Okay, and measure number 8 is going to go like so. 2, open, 3, 2, 3, open, 2. All right, so let's go ahead and play from measure 5 through measure number 8 of the A section. So here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. Okay, now let's go ahead and play through the entire A section slowly and see what that sounds like. So 1, 2, you know what to do. Now, the only thing I want to point out there about that whole section is when we're on the A chord there in measure number 4, or in measure number 3 when you go. Right there, you kind of got to bar these two notes with this finger in order to make that work. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the B part. The first measure of the B part here is going to be 3, 3, open, 2, open, 3. 1, 2, ready, go. Okay, on to measure number 10 now. What we have here is one note that's outside of the key of D, and that's this note right here, which is the A flat or G sharp note, depending on how you look at it. And the first lick, or the first 4 notes of the 10th measure are 5, 4, 3, 2. And there's that outside note right here. So you got 5, 4, 3, 2. And then you're going to come down here and go 3, 2, open. Okay? So the whole measure is going to sound like so. And you'll notice that you go 4 notes, open string, then 2 notes, open string. Okay? And that's a setup for when we're getting ready to go to this B flat here. So that whole measure is going to sound like so. 1, 2, ready, go. Okay, so there's measure number 10. Okay, now moving on to measure number 11 over this B flat here, what I'd like to preface with is that I'm more or less using G minor pentatonic right here, this scale that we all know and love on the guitar. I'll put an image of that up on the screen. Again, that's the one we learned at the very beginning of our playing. Okay, that's more or less the scale that we're using over this B flat chord. So let's go ahead and move through measure number 11. 3, 3, 5, 3, 3, 6. 1, 2, ready, go. Now moving on to measure number 12, you're going to have 6, 3, 6, 6, 3, 6. So we're going to repeat that little line twice. It's going to be 6, 3, 6, 6, 3, 6. And then you're going to squeak back here and go 3, 2. Measure number 12 is going to sound like so. Now moving on to measure number 13, what you're going to have here is exactly the same thing as we had in measure number 9, so there's nothing new to learn there. And measure number 14 is exactly the same as measure number 10, so there's nothing new to learn there. And then over here on the 15th measure, That's going to be exactly the same as measure number 7 that we did way back in the A section, so there's nothing new to learn there. And then measure number 16 here is exactly the same as measure number 8, or the last measure of the A section, so there's nothing new to learn there. The 17th measure, or the second ending, is exactly the same as the 16th measure. All right, now let me go ahead and play through the entire B section slowly and hear what that sounds like. So 1, 2, ready, go. Big walk down to the B flat pentatonic scale. Big walk down. Again. And there you have the B section. All right, so let's go ahead and play through this entire song slowly, and that'll be a wrap on this song. So 1, 2, you know what to do. All right, well, there you have the Snowflake Reel. Make sure you take your time with this one and learn all the notes exactly how I've written them here. And I think you'll find that you'll be able to get through this one pretty quickly. The only tricky part of this song is that over the B flat chord, so pay close attention to that. All right, well, that's a wrap on this video. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. If you have any questions for me, feel free to send me an email in the description listed below. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and I'll be seeing you